Hi guys, welcome aboard of Crypto Cruiser. It's me Chris, and today we're going to talk about Bitcoin and where it's heading. Um, we're going to talk about short-term analysis of Bitcoin, where I think Bitcoin is heading in the next couple of days, or maybe even today. We're also going to talk about the traditional markets S&P 500, where we are in the bull cycle, and we're going to talk some long term chart analysis. So let's get started, guys. Um, let's just start with this chart pattern that has been predicting up every single Bitcoin move. How did I know? From 70,000 it will drop to 49,000 and then we'll bounce, we'll consolidate. We had this local high. How did I know all that? Well, this chart pattern has been telling us exactly where Bitcoin is moving. When everyone is bullish, we're bearish. When everyone is bearish, we're bullish, and vice versa. When everyone is when we're consolidating, it's better sometimes to wait a little bit to see how things gonna play out. So um, before we start, and just to tell you exactly how I knew about this bear trap, this breakdown from 70 to 49, I'll tell you exactly how I knew. Well, we can clearly see S&P 500 has been in a huge bullish momentum. We've been in a huge bull market. I think we bottomed here around October of 2022, and then we've been in pretty much upper trend. Of course, we had corrections along the way, but overall we've been extremely bullish. But if we look at it on the daily chart, I just want to show you how at beginning it was middle of July or end of July, we reached prices of around 5,670, and then everyone was extremely bullish. All these big YouTubers were saying, "Oh, we're going above 6,000." I was the one who was saying, "Okay, guys, I think the bull market is overheating, and if we have a normal correction, ABC correction, I think that will be actually healthy for the overall trend." And that's exactly what we did. We had an ABC normal correction, measured from the top to the bottom. That's around 10% normal correction. Of course, a bit of a severe correction, but nevertheless just a correction, not a bear market. And here at beginning of August, what did I tell you? I said I anticipate a huge V-shaped recovery and to start testing these prices of above 5,600, almost at all-time highs. Then I said I anticipate once we start touching that, I anticipate to consolidate between these prices. Maybe we're gonna have another little correction, test this trend line before resistance, now turn it to support, and then just consolidate above this trend line. And by the end of the year, early next one, I'm not gonna be surprised if Bitcoin start hitting prices of above 6,000 and even 6,200. Then we'll probably correct again, and if we break this trend line on the upper side, we can potentially go for prices of above 6,500 or even further than that. These are just things that I'm seeing in the charts. It's not a wishful thinking, it's just the way it is. If we measure this move here, as I said, from the bottom of October of 2022, we were prices of around 3,400, 3,400, and now we almost went 6,000. So this is over 43% on the upper side. So this is a textbook bull market, and of course along the way we're gonna have corrections, healthy corrections. I don't think anything is breaking down, or all these YouTubers say that probably will collapse. I don't see it. I think we are in a healthy bull market with corrections along the way, and I'm extremely bullish on the traditional markets and Bitcoin and all the crypto and some of the crypto assets as well. But let's get back to the short term. So that's how I knew we're gonna break down. I said if we have a huge bounce here and start testing prices of around 62,000-63,000, then I anticipate few weekly consolidation phase. And once we start hitting prices of around 65,000, just turn back some of my videos. I told you this is the local high, guys, and I don't think we're gonna have a lot more upside movement from now on. From 65,000, I rightfully predicted that we're gonna drop to prices of around 57, 58. We will consolidate. We're gonna have like a zigzag movement, test prices of around 61,000. Everything is documented, so you can clearly see of my previous clips. That's what I've been saying. From 57, 58, we'll test price of around 61,000. That's what we did. We'll drop down again. We'll test prices of around 54, 55, as I predicted rightfully. And along the way, though, we start forming different chart patterns. So when I predicted that Bitcoin is gonna drop prices between 57 and 58, and Bitcoin was around 65,000, I didn't know we're gonna form a head and shoulders. But since we formed a head and shoulders of these prices, that gave me more confidence that we're gonna break down on the downside. And we dropped, we test again. I said 54, and I said from 54 and 55 I anticipate to test this head and shoulders line, and that's what we did. Around 58, that's what we did. We formed another bearish chart pattern, descending triangle pattern, and then I said, okay guys, my prediction finally will come true, and we'll test 52,000, and that's exactly what we did. We tested 52,000. I rightfully predicted it from here, 65. Every single move has been predicting absolutely to a T, has been playing out perfectly. Right now, to be quite frank with you, I don't think, I repeat, I don't think the bottom is 18, even though I said we'll bottom at 52,000. Perhaps we're gonna retest the 52,000 price. So we have two scenarios, in my opinion. Of course, anything I say in this video is not a financial advice, it's for educational and entertainment purposes, and before you do anything, do your diligence and make your own research. So I think something like that can play out. If today we see a huge breakdown on the downside and test this channel pattern, the lower trend line of this channel pattern will be around 52,000, maybe a little bit down, 51,800. But you know, when you're dealing with chart analysis one-on-one and it's in the short term, pretty much it's the same. 51,800, 52,000 pretty much is the same. So if we get this breakdown straight away, and it's quite steep and quite severe on the downturn, so basically from here 55 we dropped all of a sudden to 51,800, 52,000 straight up today, then and then the next move, if we have something like a V-shaped recovery, and the next move is pretty much upper, and we start testing prices of around 55,700, that will bring me confidence that the bottom is in. But I think something like that can potentially happen today or tomorrow, or very very soon, in the immediate short term, because it looks to me we are in a bullish megaphone, and I just think there's a lot, there's left one move for the bears to shake off all the weak hands, to confuse all the participants in the markets, and I think something like that can play out. We have a huge dump now, around 51,800, huge dump, quick, and then a quick recovery, and we take this high of around 55,000. We break out of this trend line and then consolidate above it, and then slowly we start going up. Or the other scenario is something like that, to keep testing this this trend line here. So we can test it potentially now at 52,500. We bounce, but the bounce it's not higher, it's not higher than the previous high. So we drop again at 51,000, and then we take the we basically establish a high, and then test this trend line, let's say, and then we test this upper trend line of this channel pattern, and we turn it into support, and then continuation of the trend, something like that, and then continuation of the trend. So pretty much something like that I think is gonna play out. Pretty much the bottom is in. We're gonna test it either once more or twice more on the downside, but then again I said the bottom will be around 52,000, no more than that. And now if we break down of this trend line, of this downward trend line in this channel pattern, that I'll be surprised. I'll be actually surprised. But if we have like a final shake off, and is this one possible to happen? Yeah, I think it's likely to happen, but I wish something like this to happen, so we can shake off all the participants straight away, to not have so many confusion, and then a continuation of the trend on the upper side. And as I said, I'm not gonna be surprised if by the end of this month, early next one, we start hitting all-time highs for Bitcoin prices of above 72,000, and this will confuse a lot of participants in the markets. Yeah, and everyone is saying, how come you can be so bearish, and you've been posting nothing but warning videos for the Bitcoin, while we've been on the while you've also said that I'm extremely bullish on the Bitcoin. Yes, I'm extremely bullish on the Bitcoin in the long term. I'm just bearish. I've been bearish in the last 2 months because that's what the charts they've been telling me. I can't ignore the charts and what they form, all these bearish patterns. So that's why I think I've been nothing but right, and I think the bottom is almost in, not yet in. I'm waiting for the final bottom formation, and we'll see how it's gonna play out. But I'm anticipating this potential move to drop to these levels of around 52,000, and then huge bounce, taking the highs of 55,000 here. I think the high was around 55,300, and if we take it of 55,400, then continuation of the trend can happen quite steep, to be quite frank. We'll consolidate, of course, a little bit here of prices of around 55. Maybe we'll drop and test this trend line, something like that, like this. Then we break out of this bullish megaphone, but overall we'll be on the upper trend, no more a downward movement, and testing 52,000. On the long term, as I've said, as we can clearly see, I think we're in this correction, the tree drives pattern, and I anticipate we're gonna break down on the upper side. We've been correcting. I think we are somewhere here around the, in this bull cycle. We'll go start hitting all-time highs, probably of above 75,000. Then we're gonna have another correction, then another move on the upper side, quite a big move, probably around 83, 85. Then we can have a irregular ABC correction, and then we can snap. But let's just concentrate on the, so overall I just want to say that we're in a bull market. According to the LF wave theory, we had our 5 waves on the upper side from in December of 2022, almost double in price. Actually, we went above that. We had another ABC correction here between July and August of 2023, and of course from September to March of 24 we actually triple in value, and we can't just ignore that. So right now we're just consolidating, we're having this correction, and sooner or later we're gonna have a continuation of the trend. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. I think there's nothing to worry. I think overall markets look bullish. We are almost at the bottom. Of course, I anticipate, as a conclusion, just to say, another drop testing these prices of around 52,000, or today we're gonna drop a little bit. We'll bounce again to 54, we'll drop again to 51, and then we form it. So but around 51, 52, I don't think Bitcoin bears have power to make the price of Bitcoin to go less than 51,000. Around these prices, as I've mentioned, around 52,000, its potential bottom. I'm waiting for this signal for the final bear trap and the continuation of the trend on the upper side, and start testing all-time highs at the end of the month or beginning of next month. Okay guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do it. I think I provide quite a lot of good content, including price targets in the immediate short term that I've been absolutely predicting to a T perfectly, and also you can learn a lot more about different categories in the crypto assets. Also, you can subscribe to my Patreon to get my crypto guidebook for absolutely free. And I appreciate all the good comments. Thank you for supporting this channel, and we see each other later on. Thank you again, and goodbye.